Okay, let us start. Yeah, so last class we have discussed about how to create the database views using what manually as well as using what UI. Now, in continuation to that, there are other types of views also that we need to discuss later on. So now let me go for what joins concept in what this native HANA. Okay, so we have different types of joints. Let us quickly understand the difference between those joints. So for that I require some two tables. Okay, I can go for existing tables also, but already I have created the tables. Let me just replicate in my schema. Right, so I'll open the SQL console. Yeah, I'll set the schema here. Done. Schema is set. Now let me quickly create the tables. So I'll replicate it from other schema. So create column table. Let me say my underscore employee as, okay, create column table my underscore employee as, I'll say I want all the fields. Select star from, I've created that in another schema, my schema one dot my underscore employee, my underscore employee, I'll say with data. Okay, so F8 it got created. Let me create another table with data. Create column table my underscore department, my underscore department as select star from my underscore department with the data. Let me execute this. Yeah, two tables are available. So if you see this gens of SQL, let me refresh it once. So if you go to the table section, I'm having two tables. One is my underscore employee, another is my underscore department. If you see the definition of my underscore employee, it has got some five fields: EMP number, E-name, designation, salary, and what? Department number. Done. And then what else? Do we have data in this? Let me right click on this, open content. Yes, I'm having some data also. Fine. Similarly, if you go to this my underscore department, if you see the definition, these are the three fields: department number, D name, and what? Location. Here also we have the data. Yeah, here also we have the data. So now what I want is, let us discuss the joins here. Okay, so in this SAP HANA, we have different types of joins. Okay, we have different types of joins. Okay, joins in SAP HANA, we have different types of joins. Like we have inner join. Okay, we have left outer join. Okay, we have, so if you take our ABAP environment, we have only two types of joins: inner join and what? Left outer join. So here we have other types of joins also. We have right outer join, we have full join, okay, and we have one more join, text join, but this will be used in modeled views, text join, and we have one more join called as referential join, and we have some more thing like temporal join. All these things are used in BW environment, but at the end I'll cover this also. Temporal join, and we have something dynamic join, and we have something spatial join. Okay, so we are having different types of joins: inner join, left outer join, right outer join, full join, text join, referential join, and what so and so. So these things they are basically used in BW environment when we are developing modeled views, but I'll cover this also at the end. So first let us quickly focus on these things: inner join, left order join, right order join, and what full join. So if you take this inner join, okay, this inner join, this is used whenever, try to understand, whenever we want to return what all the values, all the values for at least, for all the values at least one match, at least one match in both the tables. Okay, so the meaning of this is, that is, it returns, it returns what, it returns common what records, it returns a common records between what two tables, it returns common records between two tables. Okay, so to understand this here, it is something like this. If you take this inner join, we have table A and what table B. Okay, so assume this as what inner join, assume this as what table B. So we have table A and what table B. Table A and what table B. Okay, so what it will do is, it will return what, it will return the common records between what these two tables. So this would be your result set. Okay, this is your result set. This highlighted one is your result set. This part is your result set. Okay, done. Okay, let's quickly put it on the system. So if you observe this here, I'll consider this employee as a left hand side table, that is table A, and this department as your right hand side table, table B. Okay, so first let me construct that query. So what is my requirement here? I want to what, get the data between what these two tables which are common, which are common. So how do we get the data from multiple tables? By writing a select query using what joins. So I'll say select select. Okay, in this, what are the columns I'm having? I'm having some 5 columns. What are they? Employee number, employee name, designation, salary, and what department number. But I want only few columns. Except salary, I want other column. So let me go for alias. Okay, select e dot emp number, then e dot ename, then e dot emp designation, then e dot department number. So these are the 4 columns which I am going to fetch from what employee table. Okay, done. Then the department table has got what, some 3 columns: department number, dname, and what location. Again, I don't want to get the department number, so I will get department name and what location. Let me define the alias for this also. Okay, d dot dname, d dot location, from what is my first table, from my underscore what employee, as what alias is what e. I need not use as also, directly I can say what my employee space e. Then I'll use what inner join, what is the other table, my underscore department d. Okay, on I need to compare the logically related field, so here the field name is department number, here also the field name is what department number, but the field names need not be same, but the field should be logically related, and there is no, remember, there is no foreign key relationship between these two tables. Both are independent tables. The field names are same, but even the field names also need not be same. So also on e dot department number is equal to what d dot department number. So what happens now, it will take this record. What is the first record? Department number 10. Do we have any matching record in the right hand side? Yes, we have. So it will pull that record. Then 20. Do you have 20 here? Yes, we have. It will pull that record. 30. Do you have 30 here? Yes, we have 30. It will pull that record. 10 is there again. 10, 20, 30 anywhere is there. 50 is there here. But 50 is not there right hand side. What we have 40. So what should happen here? This 50 should be ignored. 50 should be ignored. So let me try to execute this. F8. Oh, what is the error? What is the error I got? Here, comma. I have to separate the fields with what comma. Na? I didn't give what comma here. Okay. So select e dot emp number, comma e dot ename, comma e dot emp designation, e dot department number, d dot dname, comma d dot location. Done. Let me execute this. F8. Yeah, I got the data. So this is my inner join. So I can see here left hand side table is what employee, which has got 7 records. Out of 7 records, first 6 records department numbers are what 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. We have the entries in that, so that's why it is pulling those. It is pulling those 6 records. It is ignoring which record? 50. It is ignoring the 7th record because the department is 50. There is no matching entry in the right hand side table. That's why it is ignoring the left hand side entry. That's why in the output I didn't got what 50. So this same concept in our ABAP also. Okay, so we have 10, 20, 30. Here also we have 10, 20, 30. Okay, hope it's clear. Same as our ABAP. Okay, now what is the next join I told here? What is the next join? Left outer join. So this also we know. So what is this left outer join concept here? It is used. This is used whenever we want to what? We want to return all values from the left table. Okay, we go for this left outer join whenever we want to return what? All values from the left table, and their corresponding matched values from the right table. Okay, from the right table. So how do we interpret this here? Let me put it diagrammatically. This is your inner join. Okay, now let me go for what? Left outer join. So assume this is your what? Table A. Okay, and I'm linking this table A with what? Table B. So assume this is a table B. So this is your table A and this is your table B. So I'm going to join these two tables by using what? Left outer join. So what happens here? When do we go for left outer join? When you want to pull all the records from what? Left hand side table, we'll go for what? What? This one. Okay, so let me put it like this. So this is your result set. So this part is nothing but your result set. You'll get all the entries from what? Left hand side table. This is your result set. Okay, so let me put it on the system. So earlier if you see, I got all the records except 7th record. Now the change I'll do is, instead of inner join, let me say what? Left outer join. I'll use left outer join. So I should get how many records now? What? 7 records. I should get 7 records. Okay, so let me execute this. F8. Yeah, I got what? 7 records. So deficiency is there what? Deficiency is there at the right hand side. So it is filled with what? Null values. Department name and what? Location. But what happened here? It has pulled all the records. It has pulled all the records from what? Left hand side table with their corresponding matching entries. If there are no matching entries, it will fill that record with what? Null values. That's why I got what? This particular question mark. But at the end we got what? All the records from what? Left hand side table. Now I can do one small change here. What I can do is, Hmm. Here I'll say, so if you observe the record, I got all the 7 records. Now I'll say here, I'll slightly change this. Okay, everything is same. Here I'll say, okay, where D dot department number is what? Null. Where D dot department number is what? Null. So what happens here? It will pull only those records where there is a deficiency. Okay, so for the first 6 entries we have the entries in the right hand side table, but for the seventh entry, what is the department number 50? Do you have 50 there in the right hand side? No. So what happens here? Expectation is what? It has to pull only this particular record, the seventh record. Okay, let me execute this. Yes, so you can say it is pulling only those record where the deficiency is there in the right hand side. What is that? 7 dot D dot department number is what? Null. We don't have 50 in the right hand side table, so it is pulling only that particular record. So how do we represent this part here? Here I'll say this is table A, and this is your table B. Okay, table A and what? Table B. So let me put it like this. So this is your table A, and this is your what? Table B, and this is nothing but your result set. This is nothing but your result set. Okay, so whatever the deficiency record is there, we are getting that particular record. Okay, next, what is the next type of join here? Right order join. We don't have this right order join in the our ABAP environment, so here I'll say, let me say here, this is used, how can you put it? This is used whenever what we want to, whenever we want to return what? All values from the what? Right table, that is from the right hand side table, and their what? Corresponding matching entries are matched values from what? From the left table. Reverse of what? Left order join. Reverse of left order join. So let me put it here. Instead of left order join, I'll say what? Right order join. So what happens here? Yeah, same thing, but just I replace that left with what? Right project. So what will happen here? It will pull those all values from what? Right hand side table, and the corresponding matched values from the left hand side table. So it will do the comparison like this. 10. Do we have entries here? Yes, we have 2 records. We will pull those 2 records. Employee number 1 and employee number 4. 20. Do we have 20 here? Yes, employee number 2 and employee will pull that. Then 30. Do we have 30 here? Yes, employee number 3 and employee will pull that. Then we have 40. Do you have 40 here? No. So it will fill the what? Left hand side entry with what? Null values. So reverse of what? Left order join. So let me execute this. Yes, we can observe here. 10 we have how many entries? 2 entries. 20 we have how many entries? 2 entries. 30 we have what? 2 entries. And this is a right hand side entry. What is that? Manufacturing and what? Something Pune. Manufacturing and what? Something Pune. But I don't have this 40 in the left hand side table. That's why it is filled with what? It has filled with what? Null values. If you want to achieve this in our ABAP environment, we don't have right outer join there. We don't have right outer join there, but what we'll do is we'll replace the tables. We'll put the right hand side table in the left hand side and left hand side table in the right hand side, so that it will behave as what? Right order join. Okay, so how do we put it now here diagrammatically? So if you observe this, this is your table A, okay, and this is your table B. So let me put this in what color? This part. It will get all the records from what? right hand side table. So this is your uh, table A, and this is your table what B, table A and table B, and this is your result set. Okay, result set. So this is your right outer join, and here also I can use that null concept. What I'll do here, I'll say everything is same. Here I'll say what left hand side is the deficiency. I'll say where e dot department number is what null, so it will get only that record where the deficiency is there in the left hand side. So earlier you can observe I got all the records. Now I'll get only this particular seventh record. I'll get manufacturing Pune, and this will be what empty. Okay, if you want you can just slightly change the select statement. So here I'll say let me get it from department also. Department number, let me get it from department table also, so that you can understand it clearly. So when I execute this, yeah, you can see I got 40 manufacturing Pune from the right hand side table, but I don't have entries for this 40 in the left hand side table. That's why it has filled with what blank. Okay, so let me put it here. This is your table A, and this is your table B. Okay, and only this part is what written, which is not available in what the right hand side table. Okay, done. What is the next join here? Full join. Okay, the next type of join is what full join. So let me document here. This is used, how do you put it here? This is used whenever you want to return all values from what table A and what table B. So here I'll say this is used whenever what we want to return all values whenever you want to return all values from table A and what table B. That is, I can say combination of what left outer and what right outer joints, combination of left outer and what right outer joints. Okay, so I'll say here select e dot emp number. Let me also get department number here, d dot department number. From my underscore employee, here I'll say full join, my underscore department d on e dot department number equal to d dot department number. Okay, I'm using full join now. So when I execute, so left hand side table has got 7 entries, right hand side table has got some 4 entries. So when I execute this, okay, you can see here I got all the records from what left hand side. I got all the 7 records, and you can see right hand side also I got that other record. What is that other record? 40. Okay, combination of both left hand side and what right hand side table, full join. Okay, so in the right hand side already we got 10, 20, 30, and 40 is the additional one. I got it here. Here 50 is additional one. I got it here. This is nothing but what full join. So how do we represent it here? Okay, let me say one second. This is nothing but your result set. So we got entries from this one. I got entries from this one. I got this one. Okay, this is nothing but your what? Full join. Full join. So let me give another condition here. I'll say what can I say here? Yeah, here I'll say where e dot department number is null, or I want only those records where the null values are there in the left hand side and what right hand side table. D dot department number is what null. So earlier I got all the records. Now I'm expecting only this record and this record. Where are the deficiencies there either in the left hand side table or in the right hand side table. So let's say F8, yes, okay. I got this record, I got this record. Okay, so how do you put it diagrammatically here? I'll say this is your table A and this is your table B. Okay, let me put it like this. Yeah, okay, this is your data. Okay, so this is your full join with what? Null. So here I can say this is also what? Full join when table A or when table A or what? Table B or what? Null. Okay, so they are the what? Inner join, left outer join, right outer join, what? Full join. These joints will be using it in what? Attributive views, analytical views, and calculation views. So this part I'll discuss at the end. This is mainly related to BW related. Okay, so we'll discuss. I'll park it aside. I'll discuss it at the end. Okay, so for the rest of the class, we'll be focusing on what these joins. When I'm writing the code push down logic in CDS views, all those things, I'll be focusing on what these views. Okay, any questions in this part? Please ask me up to this part. Okay, now let us go for. So if you see this native HANA development, we understood about this column views where we have seen this as part of creating the procedure. If you want to capture the output of the procedure inside a separate table type, inside a separate view, we'll say as a what result of so and so, so that the output of the procedure is captured in the column view. Then we understood the difference between function and what procedures, how to call a function from a procedure. Okay, how to what consume this process from our ABAP reports. Okay, sequences we discussed, tables we discussed, triggers we discussed, and we have created what database. So let us go for what indexes. Just like in our ABAP environment, we can go for what indexes here also. What is the purpose of indexes? Indexes are used for arranging the data in an order. Okay, indexes are used for arranging the data in an order so that the retrieval would be what faster. The searching would be what the searching the time taken for searching a record is what minimized. Okay, so already we know in ABAP also based on the key field, based on the primary key field, SAP itself will create the primary index. As a ABAP consultant, we don't have any control on the primary keys. Okay, we don't have the control on the primary index. We have two types of indexes: primary index and what secondary index. Primary index is automatically created by SAP itself based on what primary key fields. As a developer, in order to improve the performance of your select queries. Suppose in a project, if you are using the select statements comparing with what? Non-primary key fields at multiple places, in order to improve the performance of those select queries, we can create what? Secondary indexes. So when do we go for secondary indexes? If you are using what? Select queries, if you are using select queries comparing with what? Non-key fields, we generally go for what? Creating what? Secondary indexes. Okay. Again, secondary indexes, we know we have unique secondary index and what? Non-unique secondary index. Okay. Unique secondary index and non-unique secondary. Here also, based on your key field, the indexes are created by what? SAP itself. Sorry, based on the key field, here also the index is created by what? SAP itself. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow then.